Actually, climate change is a tremendous challenge, and it really needs to be tackled right now, right here with us. But okay, so sorry, I was lost in my notes. Maybe part of the answer is the ability of us investors try to identify the right solutions which are just right next to us, not across the world, but also right next to us at in the next city, in France, in Western Europe, of course, also in Guatemala and Ecuador, or even South Asia, but also here. And this will of course be a bit easier within the VC asset class, which enables to identify early stage really great solutions, which are now trying to expand and scale. I would now like to introduce you to my colleague, Clémence, who is senior consultant at Indefi, and who will take over the rest of the program for today. Thank you, Clémence.
Thanks. Hello, everyone. Happy to be there. So we are about to launch a series of case studies on various topics: climate change, value sharing, philanthropy, educations, and so on. So for the first case study, I'm happy to welcome Olivier Paquet on stage from Amundi Real Assets. And we are going to talk about climate change mitigation. We're looking forward to hear from you, Olivier. Thank you.
Thank you, Clémence. Thank you all. So after Guatemala, yes, back to Europe, as it was said. I want just to present to you some very concrete cases. It's the challenge, not to be too general, but before entering into the two cases I want to present to you today, just a few words in order to introduce myself and also the company for which I am working. So Amundi is very well known as a general asset manager. It's a less well-known player in the real asset fields, but we are managing approximately 66 billion euros in different asset classes. And of course, today I will concentrate on private equity direct and private debt, because we are at IPEM, and IPEM, it's all about companies. So we are a very serious player, and the fact that we are a large player, it's something also which gives us the ability to leverage on a large team, because we are more than 40 people, analysts and research people, and people who are working on methodology and on data, because ESG is also a matter of data. So as an investor, Amundi has always been a responsible investor from the beginning in 2010. But we have also developed within Amundi Real Asset, more recently, a dedicated team, because as a real investor, and in private equity, as in private debt, we have always been very conscious about extra financial aspects, but it was mainly a risk approach and not enough documented in the new world, where you have to explain more precisely what you are doing and what you are getting as results. So during recent years, we have increased our capabilities to go further, because we strongly believe within Amundi that responsible investment is a source of long-term performance and a lever of growth. And it's not, just to comply with regulation, it's really a strong commitment. So you can also have a look on our responsible investment report and the charter that was renewed entirely this year. And you can find that, of course, on our website. But immediately I want to jump to the business case, and it's a private equity investment we have made with or fund Megatrends 2, which is an Article 8 private equity funds. We have raised in the program approximately 370 million euros. And among our investments, we find Chero. Chero, it's a company, a French company specialized in the design and manufacture of refrigerated boxes for trailers and road rail transportation. It's an intermediate-sized company, 1,000 employees and 200 million turnover. But the market share in this specific market is quite significant because in France, Chero has 50% market share, and in Europe, for the time being, 15%. The company has been created quite a long time ago, but in 2018, they have shifted the model and they have decided to tackle definitely the climate issue, because as a producer of boxes, they are not producing the trucks, they are only producing the refrigerated boxes. But of course, they are consuming, just to maintain the temperature of the trail at the desired level. It depends whether it's the product. The products could need -20 or -5, or it depends. They have a range of products. But to produce the cold, of course, they are using energy. And they are committed to decrease the level of energy consumption. And we will immediately jump into what they have done in order to be efficient. So they have started to evaluate how to mitigate supply chain exposure to resource depletion, but also to climate change risk. And they have worked on the conception itself. The precedent speaker was talking about the way to make things more durable. So Chero was already very well known to build trail boxes much more resilient over time than the competitors. But they have tried also to include eco-conception from step one. And they have produced very concrete results. So I'm sorry, it's a little small, difficult to read, but I want just to convey to you the main achievements they have succeeded to reach over the latest years and the projects which are now underway. They have decided that it's very valuable for such a trail box to be able to produce cold through hydrogen. It has several advantages, and one of them is the fact that when the truck is stopping on parking or on different areas, they don't need to use the motor to produce the cold, the thermal motor of the truck, but they could use just hydrogen and the way to produce the cold with fuel cells. So the ambition is to reach 20 to 25% of the production in 10 years with such a truck. More present now, the main innovation they have succeeded to do, and it has a real impact, because they have realized in a couple of years, between 2019 and now, they have succeeded already to decrease by a factor 2 the consumption of all the systems used to produce the cold in the trail boxes. How they have done that? Half of the way has been done by creating a box which is isolated from the outside by vacuum. Vacuum is the best way to isolate from temperature, from external temperature. So it's a 10% increase in cost, but it is a way to save 25% of the energy used to put the trail box at the right temperature. So it's the main mitigation they have succeeded to reach. And the other part, because they are divided by two, so the other 25% has been reached through other improvements, aerodynamic improvements with aluminium parts that you can adapt on the truck in order to decrease the way that air is creating a problem when the truck is going ahead. They have also reduced with such improvement in the aerodynamism of the truck. They were able to reduce by 1.2 liter per 100 kilometer the consumption of the trucks, so which is something valuable. And they have also worked on the way to optimize the tire pressure, because when the tire pressure is not optimized, you are consuming more fuel than when you have a tire pressure at the right temperature. So all those things, I mean, have been realized by this company with Amundi private equity fund as a leader investor. We have invested in this company in 2021 with some other investors, regional investors, and the French Banque Publique d'Investissement. And we are very active in the board of Chero, providing them advice and using the team of Amundi, because as I said at the beginning, we are a large company, so we have a strong, dedicated ESG team with some sectoral analysts. So it's the main difference with many other private equity investors. Due to the fact that we are a large company, we have the ability to benchmark sector by sector with listed companies working in the same area. And it's something which is valuable, and that's a way to challenge also the path the companies have decided to follow in order to mitigate their impact on the climate change. We have also, more recently, we have also created, it was last week, to be frank, we have decided to make an event with companies in which we have invested in private equity, but also in private debt, in order to create a way to exchange on new regulations, on best practices, and, for instance, to stay in the same sector, transportation, logistics. I'm going to jump to the private debt fund, which is an impact fund, a senior private debt fund. And this company, FM Logistics, which is a family company, in which we have made a loan of more than 50 million euros in this impact fund. This company is an actor active in the field of logistics, transport, storage, and packaging. It's not really a small company, because revenue, it's 1.4 billion euro, and there are more than 28,000 people employed in 14 countries. But they are very ambitious, and they really want to be the leader of sustainable omni-channel supply chain with some very interesting projects. And we have made with them, I don't know whether my time is still consistent with the fact that I wanted to say one or two things more on this company. We have lended to them through a sustainability-linked loan. Amundi has made a large part of the loan of the private debt franchise with sustainability-linked loans. You have may heard about that. It's a way to link interest rates with some KPI on climate change, for instance, or other extra financial results that the company are able to deliver. And FM Logistics, so a very interesting family-owned business with a huge ambition. They have decided that, for example, they have large logistics platform, and they have noticed that those large logistics platforms are not consuming a lot of energy themselves, but they are able to have large solar panel in the top due to the fact that the surface of those warehouses are quite very significant. So they have decided to produce energy and to see how they can, and they have a site in Spain which is already designed to that. They want to convert the energy that they are able to produce through solar panel on the roof of their logistics platform into hydrogen, green hydrogen, that they can use internally for their own consumption. But as I said, they are not really consuming a lot of energy, and they can also provide hydrogen for other uses outside the company. So just maybe to end this case and to be very, very precise, I just wanted to say that the role of Amundi was to design some ambitious KPI in terms of designing this SLL, the Sustainability Linked Loan. We are not the only one to provide this financing. We are financing approximately 50% of the loan. But for us, it's very important to have KPI which are real KPI. And depending on each year, we are looking whether those KPIs are complied with or not, and whether it is complied with, the company is benefiting from a decrease in interest rates, some bips, up to 5 bips on the interest rates, lower, so it is decreasing the coupon they are paying each year. It's a kind of bonus each time they succeed reaching the goals. And the goals, just in one second, 3 KPI, to be very precise. 1 on energy performance of logistic platform, because the main consumption and the main way to decrease and to play a role in mitigation is to isolate the logistic platform. And they have also the conception of the logistic platform within the company, so it's better for them to have the eco-conception of those platforms. Also to decrease greenhouse gas emission of logistic transport activities, and to keep, the last KPI is to keep a gold rating with EcoVadis. They are rated every year, and if they are able to keep the gold rating, they have also part of the bonus, which is split in 3 KPI. Okay, sorry, I could say much more about that, but I think that my time is over.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this intervention.